Okay, so this is episode 2 of Conceptual Framework. Now, we done all this fundamental qualitative characteristics. So, to recap, there's two fundamental characteristics, there's relevance and faithful representation. Under relevance, you got materiality. Under faithful representation, you got three of these, right? I discussed it in the previous video. So now we go on to something called enhancing qualitative. Right now, the word enhancing means it's important because it's a major qualitative characteristic. Now, there's four of this. It's comparability, timelessness, verifiability, and understandability. Now, you may ask what this means. Comparability, you must know, it means your financial statements it can be compared. So what this means, any time you think of comparability, think of previous years, right? Now what I mean by this, now when a business company has financial statement, it has a financial statement for this year and last year. So let's say if you want to know if the business is doing good, if you see last year's financial statements and compare it to this year, for example, if last year's sales is 1 million, this year is 2 million, you can clearly see that it's been doing good. But comparability means that you must be able to compare. Now, why would this be? How can somebody do not use this comparability? So, in a financial statement, you got different names for different things. For example, let's say you bought stationery, right? Stationery. Now, last year, let's say you recorded stationery in an account called consumable stores, right? But this financial year, you put your stationery under stationery. Now, if I look at stationery in this year's financial statement, will that stationery be under stationery in last year's financial statement? No, it'll be under consumable stores. But that's 100% wrong. Stationery has to put into one account in all years. So if I get five financial statements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all stationery should be put in the same account, stationery. Two of these, if they are put into consumable stores and the rest stationery, that's wrong. Because if I go to these 2 years, I won't be able to find stationery, and that is wrong. I can't compare them. If I have 5 of these statements in front of my eyes, I can't compare them. So stationery has to be in account stationery. Don't in this, it's not wrong here. You can put in consumable stores, but it has to be in consumable stores here also. So they're all the same. So that's comparability. Now, the next one we're going to do is timelessness. Huh? Now, timelessness is very, very easy. It means a financial statement must be ready on time. Every year, a company has to publish their financial statements. Why is it important for timelessness? It's because people want these financial statements, right? Shareholders, people who want to invest in the business need those financial statements. So if you're there making financial statement, taking your own sweet time, drinking coffee, eating, I don't know, popcorn, watching a movie, it's not getting done. You need to hand over the financial statements, okay? By the way, coffee and popcorn is not a good idea. And that's not the point. The point is that is timelessness, right? So in everything of timelessness, think people must get it on time. People get on time, right? So picture clock. Now verifiability. Now what is verifiability, right? Verifiability, it means all things in the financial statement must be verified. You can verify it. If you have under your financial statement, under assets, you got vehicles worth 2 million. Now, if I come to a business, I must see those vehicles worth 2 million in real life. If you have vehicles worth 2 million in your financial statement, and if I go to your business and if you have a motorbike, only a motorbike sits in a parking lot, and I tell you that listen here, I need to see those, how much I said, 2 million or whatever, there's 2 million worth of cars, and you think sorry, they're not here. No, it has to be verifiable, right? The sales have to be verifiable. If you have R1 million in sales in your financial statement, I need receipts. You can't say, oh, I made 10 million, but there's no proof of it. What's going to happen? They'll send you to the mental hospital because you're lying. So everything has to be verifiable, right? That is why people keep receipts, all those documents. There's something called an assets register. So you have all your vehicles that you own, whatever. But basically everything will be verifiability. So has to exist. So everything in the financial statement have to exist, right? In real life. The next thing to talk about is understandability, right? Now, if you give your financial statement to a kid who's 5 years old, will he understand it? No. Well, because he doesn't understand accounting, still has doing accounting in school. Good for him. Hope he manages it. But basically, that's not the point. The point is understandability. Everyone has to understand the financial statements. Now, this is very important. So, if you, a business, produce a financial statement, occasionally, or what you should do is produce another statement for your employees, but instead of having those big words in your financial statement, for example, trade receivables, they don't know what trade receivables is. So you can have another document to go with your financial statement to explain difficult words. So everyone must understand. So you don't leave anyone out. Understand. For example, some employees don't know what's the meaning of revenue. So instead of revenue, put sales, right? So put in your financial statement things that people can understand. Perfect, right? So there's four enhancing qualitative characteristics, and there's two uh, what is called fundamental, right? So yeah, neither one is more important. They're both important, okay? But yeah, that's how you know that. Okay, so that's done with all the characteristics. Now we're going on to assets, liabilities, the good things. Actually, it's not that good. I'm being sarcastic if you don't know, if you don't get it. But yeah, the very easy stuff. Laugh in brackets.